Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Osiedu-Data. These are the headlines for the next 1 hour.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank, Nero Prime Water.
Coming up this evening, the Ghana Police Service arrests man caught on viral video firing a high-caliber firearm in Accra following the festive period.
Also coming up tonight, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana warns of disruption on food supply over delays in offloading bagged goods at the Tema port.
And later in business, Ghana cedi closes the year 2025 on its strongest footing in 10 years, defying traditional end-of-year depreciation and boosting business confidence.
On the international front, Guinea junta chief takes lead in controversial election as social media is restricted. Details of all these stories and many more coming up in the next 1 hour. Do stay with us.
We're starting with issues regarding security because the last few hours we have had news from the Ghana Police Service indicating that they have arrested a man caught on video firing a high-caliber firearm at the Afrofuture Festival held at Elwak Stadium in Accra on December 28, 2025. The suspect, Abubakar Sadiq, also known as Cyborg, was apprehended on December 29 at Adenta. Police say he violated the Firearms Act 1962 and the Public Order Act 1994. Authorities recovered the weapon, a Derriere MK12 firearm with registration number 22 GHA 1162, which has been secured as evidence. Sadiq is currently in police custody, assisting with investigations and will be brought to court to face charges. The Ghana Police Service warned the public that owning a licensed firearm does not give anyone the right to discharge it recklessly. Violators risk losing their license and facing prosecution. And this wouldn't be the first time that, we've seen such videos of individuals shooting into the air, ostensibly, probably out of excitement. But what really is the risk associated with these kinds of activities? Let's speak to Richard Kumado, a security and fraud consultant. He's joined us for a quick conversation on this. Mr. Kumado, thank you for your time. From the security perspective, how dangerous is this? I mean, some would say you're just shooting into the air, but why should that be of a major concern to all of us?
Definitely is a major concern because you may carelessly shoot at people. That is number one. Number two, people hearing the gunfire for the first time, it may lead to trauma. Number three, shooting at that close distance in the occasion which he decided to shoot a gun. Will lead to some level of discomfort for attenders, may also lead to some level of trauma and security breaches for the visitors who are attending the program with him. So the police are saying that, yeah, you have a firearm license, but there are rules and regulations for discharging your firearm. And I believe that is the reason why the police got him arrested.
And my next question will stem from where you just left off, which is that this is an individual who has registered his firearm. So what is the problem if he actually decides to, out of excitement, just shoot out a few bullets? Is that a problem, really?
Definitely, yes, it's a problem because you might be doing the right things wrongly, and the position he took and the occasion he decided to empty the firearm, put it at the wrong position. Firearms owners, I believe that they have to go through a lot of background checks before they are allowed to own such weapons. Then, at the point of registration, there are rules and regulations, and there are standard protocols for which you can discharge your arm. You might be having a firearm registered for protective purposes. But even if somebody jumps over your wall and you open up and take them out, the police are also interested to find out whether you carelessly took out this person, was the person trespassing, or do you have personal issues with the person. So at all points, when you discharge a firearm and it comes to the notice of the police, even though your firearm might be registered, the police is interested because of the Public Order Act, which makes sure that decency is upheld and good behavior will be rewarded. Then bad behavior will be prosecuted through investigation. So that is where we are.
And Mr. Commander, what could he possibly be charged with? Now that we know that the gun is, the rifle or the arm is licensed, he legally owns it and has shot it where the police say that was done illegally. But what could he possibly be charged with?
The police will investigate. Now that he has been arrested, he will be investigated, and outcome of the investigations will determine the charges against him.
And in conclusion, how would you extend this conversation? This is not the first time we are seeing such a video. Every now and then you see people, whether registered or not, they have firearms and then they are just discharging it into the air. How concerning should this be going into the future? And is it that at the point of registering these arms, the Small Arms and Light Weapons Institution does not educate people about the use of these firearms?
No, you're the one who own the firearm. I have preached for straight background checks on people who want to own guns. And I have also said let's enhance the due diligence for people whose legitimate business is to sell arms in this country. It is also proper we look at their registration and re-registration and affirmation process carefully. But then again, it's a non-knowledge that once you own a firearm, you own a duty of care and you have a responsibility to live according to the terms of reference. If you flout any of the laws, you will be held accountable, just like we are saying. It is also important that the small arms work together with the police. Public education is key and awareness creation is key. But at the point of registering, for persons who might not be aware of the ramifications, it's good that education is granted at that point. Having said that, all of us, we should be mindful and we should be circumspect. Even though you might own a firearm, using it in a manner that is not appropriate or inappropriate, you may have some discomfort with some other people, and the police may be calling you for some questions.
Right. Mr. Kumado, thank you for your time on this subject. He is a fraud prevention and security consultant.
Let's now go to the eastern region where the New Drabin South Municipal Police Command has arrested a 33-year-old man for allegedly ransacking shops in the Central Business District. The suspect is currently in police custody and is being processed for court.
Preliminary investigation by police says the suspect broke into several shops through their ceilings and ransacked them over the weekend. Intensified police patrols prevented his escape, leaving him trapped in the ceiling until shop owners discovered the break-in and alerted police on Monday morning. He was arrested by the police while hiding in the reinforced concrete ceiling of a rural bank. Exhibits retrieved include sharp tools, other equipment, and cash exceeding 9,000 Ghana cedis. The police is urging shop owners and residents to remain vigilant, especially during the festive season.
A typical one is a Firearms Bureau operator who had burglar proof on top of the ceiling, but this man managed to cut and penetrate through.
Anybody who comes to the shop will definitely come through the streets. And again, if you close, don't take it that you have CCTV. Don't just relax. Review your CCTV on daily basis if possible, so that you see those who have been monitoring your area, and by that you take measures to see how we can forestall some of these things. Because we just mount the CCTV. Some of the CCTV, some stores that we visited, were not even working. Some of them don't have the decoders that can store enough of those videos for them to even review. It is just there. So we strongly advise that we should not take fun in saying we have CCTV.
Let's go to the Volta region now, and the Volta Regional Security Council, RECSEC, has cautioned feuding factions in the whole Zongo disaster that happened over the weekend to desist from the use of violence to settle their differences. At a meeting held on Monday following Friday's shooting incident at the Ho Central Mosque, the Regional Security Council says it will not allow any of the factions to compromise the security of the area and urged the parties to resort to lay down procedures to resolve the dispute. In a moment, we'll speak to the regional minister on the latest regarding this particular incident. But you'd recall that on Friday, we were told that there was some sporadic gunshots during service at the mosque, which led to chaos. So let's try and get the latest regarding this issue. The regional minister, the Honorable James Gunu, has joined us. He's Minister for the Volta region. Mr. Gunu, good evening. Thank you for your time and a Happy New Year in advance.
Good evening. Many happy returns.
What can you tell us is the current status of that unfortunate development? Our reporter tells us that there is relative calm in the area, but can you paint a picture for us what the situation currently is?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me say good evening to your audience and also wish all your audience Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year. As we speak, the situation is calm. There is no cause for alarm as we speak. However, we have our surveillance on the ground. We do not want to be taken unaware by any event. Yesterday, the Regional Security Council held a meeting where we invited two factions, Alhaji Muniru Ali Mohammed and his team. We also met with Alhaji Anas and his team. And we made it clear to them that as leaders, they need to talk to their followers and ensure peace and harmony within the Zongo. The area has been described as a crime scene now, and we have our security men over there guarding the place. And we also want to express our profound gratitude to His Eminence, the National Chief Imam, for his statement condemning this act and calling for peace within the whole Zongo.
Okay.
We've been assured by the the leadership of the two factions that they will ensure the peace of the area. As we speak, those who got injured have all been treated and discharged. The suspects who were arrested and later taken to Accra are currently on bail. Investigation is ongoing into the matter, and we will not compromise the security of the area. We will deal decisively with the perpetrators of this act to serve as deterrents to others.
Right, and Honorable Minister, so is it that we have security men stationed in and around that area because there are fears of reprisal attacks? You say the situation is currently calm, but do you have security men on hand to ensure that we do not have any such unfortunate incidents like what happened last Friday?
Yeah, so as I indicated earlier, we have our surveillance on the ground within the Zongo community and we will ensure that there wouldn't be any servicing. Should there be any act quickly, the security on the ground will intervene and make sure there is peace.
All right, Honorable James Gonu, thank you for your time this evening. And like you indicated, it's a fluid situation. We've also heard from the National Chief Imam about this subject. We'll update you in subsequent bulletins. James Gonu is Volta Regional Minister.
In more news tonight, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAG, has expressed concern over serious delays in the offloading and clearance of bulk and bagged goods at the Tema port, warning that the situation could disrupt food supply and push prices upward. The association attributes the delays to a shortage of unskilled labor following an ongoing strike by workers responsible for offloading cargo from vessels over disagreement on compensation with port management. Although temporary labor has been engaged to keep operations running, FABAG says offloading capacity has fallen drastically to about 200 metric tons per day compared to the normal minimum of 2,000 metric tons daily. As a result, importers are facing prolonged clearance delays and rising demurrage charges, increasing operational costs. FABAG is warning that these costs may ultimately be passed on to the consumer, with essential commodities like rice and sugar likely to be most affected. Let's go on Zoom and speak to John Awuni. He is the Executive Chairman of Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAG. John, thank you so much for your time. Can you explain further the concern of your members about the current delays at the Tema port?
Thank you so much, and good evening to your viewers. What basically is happening is that it appears there's a strike by these laborers who offload bulk and bag goods from ships at the Tema port. They've been on strike for since October or so over compensation rates. It appears that they want to either the rate to go higher, or they want management to allow them to work morning and night. And management appears to also...
Hello, John.
So that they can bring in another shift to work.
All right, John, can you kindly reposition yourself? We can hardly hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how are these delays affecting? Yes, can you hear me? Mr. Winnie, if you can hear me.
Hear you very well.
How are these delays affecting your members in practical terms, particularly in costs such as the demurrage?
No, demurrage, you pay, we are unable to get the goods off the ship within the stipulated time. And then so you pay a demurrage per day. And sometimes it can run into a week. And this runs into hundreds of thousands of dollars that you will have to pay, because this is a whole vessel that is waiting for you to get the goods out and they can continue with their business. And it also, on some occasions, made some of the goods to even be damaged, in the sense that unexpected rain gets some of the goods damaged. And for sugar or for rice, they get kicked. So that's the challenge that we have now.
What discussions have you had with Tema Port Management as well as the Ministry of Transport on this particular situation?
We have had discussions with the individuals concerned. I've had discussions with the Tema management to ensure that either to refund the money that they have paid for this load of loading to the companies, so that the company can bring in their own workers. And then Tema management hasn't allowed that, and said they will get temporary workers. And the temporary workers are just bringing it, offloading 200 metric tons a day, as compared to the previous workers who were doing minimum 2,000 metric tons a day.
Now, John, briefly before you go, what are your solutions? What are you proposing to be done immediately?
The solution clearly is that the management have to set up and then resolve that. They either have to bring in workers that will have to up that again. You can't bring the whole shipload and then you are offloading just 200 tons a day. So they either bring in the other workers and let them work morning and night, or they refund the money back to the companies and let the company bring in their own labor and then do the work and take and then the vessel can go. That will save the country, that will save the businesses, that will save consumers, because all demurrage charges are translated into higher prices at the marketplace for the Ghanaian consumer. And that is not a good thing. And if it lingers, people will divert their goods to Togo and then we'll bring them in on custom.
John, thank you so much for your time. And John Awuni is the Executive Chairman of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana.
Now, residents of Mayoro and its environs in the Kasana-Nankana municipality of the Upper East region have been cut off from Kasana-Nankana West and the regional capital as a result of a broken bridge over the Mayoro River and the Navio River. A pregnant woman in labor was said to have died before reaching the hospital through a long route instead of passing a shorter route through the bridge at the hospital.
With about 16,000 population in Mayoro and its environs, residents are finding it difficult to access nearby communities due to broken bridges and bad roads. Residents take longer routes to reach a destination closer to them. This broken bridge from Buru Navio in the Chana Paga constituency to Mayoro in the Navrongo Central constituency serves a link between these two constituencies and is yet to be fixed. The concrete bridge over the Mayoro River, which was broken down some decades ago, is the only route to the municipal capital. A recent incident was recorded when a pregnant woman in labor was being transported to Navrongo War Memorial Hospital for delivery, but died on the way through a long distance rather using the Mayoro River. The assemblyman for Mayoro electoral area, Kinsley Kanwi, explains the ideals in traveling to other communities.
We are a border town. You can imagine if these terrorists should enter from Burkina Faso and then attack Mayoro during rainy season, where are we going to? So actually the youth were trying to agitate, and then the paramount chief of Mayoro and we called them at the palace and they will have to advise them so that they should exercise patience. So we are still following them to see, but that's what the youth are saying. They said this time, if the government not fix, they will advise themselves.
Some residents share their experiences in using the road.
This is also our concern as citizens of here, of Mayoro. Imagine going to the festival in the rainy season, how we'll be able to cross. You can see the difficulties here. So we plead with the government to listen to us. We know that, yes, it's a listening ear government.
Some of us were having cars. Honorable here, a lot of them, they're having cars. We can't use them. We are doing business. A trailer or maybe long buses cannot come to Mayoro again. So some of us, we are now planning to move ourselves to Burkina Faso.
If it was that time, we are finding it so difficult. Even as we are moving now, you see how some other motors are even struggle to come out. But if it was that time, I don't think we can manage it.
Member of Parliament for Navrongo Central, Awurigo Akibange Simon, said a contract has been awarded to construct a bridge over the Mayoro River starting next month.
As a member of Parliament, I've followed up the Roads and Highways Ministry. It's been contracted. It will be awarded early next year. It's a 7.6 kilometer road. I mean, and so that's it. It's on board. It will be done. That goes to confirm what we have done and what I've done as a member of Parliament in lobbying to get that road done. In fact, it was a priority road to me. Of all the roads that are submitted, it was the number one. I was asked to choose and prioritize, and I chose that road as number one.
In more news tonight, Deputy Minister of Food and Agriculture, John Dumelo, has pledged that by 2026, the fight against galamsey will intensify with stricter monitoring to safeguard food security. He said ongoing efforts by NIMOS and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources are on course.
Illegal mining remains a major concern, especially for farm produce in galamsey-prone areas. The Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, John Dumelo, assured the public of safe food produce as efforts are being scaled up to ensure zero effects by illegal mining.
Galamsey has been a thorn in our flesh over the last couple of years, but we trust the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to be able to tackle the issue. We've had several meetings with the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, and he's assured us that, of course, everything is under control. There's really no cause for alarm. All in all, I know that 2026 we are going to tackle Galamsey, head on, especially with some of the cocoa farms that are being destroyed by these Galamseyers and so on and so forth.
Inspecting road reconstruction works in Ayawaso West Wuogon, John DeMello said the project reflects his partnership with the community and his commitment to improving the constituency.
One of my main campaign messages was to be able to complete most of the road projects in Ayawaso West Wuogon. And this road project is no different. And as you all know, MPs don't really construct roads, but they have their way of lobbying for roads to be constructed. So there's a partnership between the community and myself to be able to, make Ayawaso West one of the best constituencies. My last 1 year, I can say I've done okay. But from 2026 going, I'm going a step up. I'm going one level up where, things are really going to happen in Ayawaso West.
Highlighting the Feed Ghana project, the Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture stressed that if well executed, it could position Ghana as a food hub in Africa, boosting exports and reducing reliance on imports.
I think everybody is on board to make Ghana the best agricultural country, possibly in Africa. And then also we have, like I said, the Nkonketikichi project where we want to reduce the importation of poultry in the next 3 years. Then also we are investing heavily into irrigation because we want to do all year round farming, where we want to make sure that all year round farming is consistent with our agricultural policy. And in 2026 we're going to construct more processing centers so that the glut issue is solved.
He also encouraged Ghanaians to explore opportunities in agriculture for economic gain.
This is still Ghana's #1 news channel, TV3. You're watching News 360. Stay with us. We have business, sports, and entertainment coming right up.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Now, the Ghana cedi is closing the year 2025 on its strongest footing in 10 years, defying the traditional end-of-year depreciation that has long characterized the local foreign exchange market. The rare stability is offering relief to businesses and consumers while raising cautious optimism about Ghana's macroeconomic direction.
The Ghana cedi is ending 2025 significantly stronger against major international currencies, marking its best year-end performance in over a decade. Contrary to the usual fourth quarter forex squeeze, driven by festive import demand, the local currency has appreciated steadily in recent weeks. As of the final week of December, the dollar is trading at 10 cedis 60 pesos, the British pound at 15 cedis, and the euro at 13 cedis 8 pesos, well below their December 2024 levels. Analysts attribute the stability to a current account surplus, improved capital inflows, and strong foreign exchange supply from Ghanaians abroad returning for year-end festivities. Reduced late-season import demand has also eased pressure on the forex market. For businesses, the stable exchange rate is improving planning and pricing certainty and is expected to lower operating costs into early 2026. While experts urge caution, many see the cedi's performance as a positive signal of growing economic stability.
Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority has confirmed that the implementation of the newly approved value-added tax reforms will begin on January 1, 2026, following the passage and presidential assent to the VAT Bill 2025. The reforms are expected to simplify the tax system, reduce the overall VAT burden on consumers, abolish the COVID-19 levy, and improve compliance through digitization as Ghana intensifies efforts to boost domestic revenue mobilization and support economic growth.
Our expectation is that we are going to have more people complying. That apart, the VAT threshold or the qualification to register for VAT has also been raised from 200,000 Ghana cedis per annum to 750,000 Ghana cedis. What that means is that small businesses that were hitherto required to register and tax VAT are now completely exempt. So, in a way, a lot more people will not be charging the VAT in that regard. However, those who exceed the target or the threshold of 750,000 Ghana cedis will now have to charge. So, in a way, we are also giving back something to the consumer, in that if you are buying from a small trader, you do not pay the VAT at all.
We'll bring you updates now from the currency and the commodities market. And that'll be all for the business segment here on News 360. I am Michael Obodu. Thank you for watching. Up next is sports.
Let's do some sports stories here on News 360. And Black Stars forward Joseph Painsil has opened up on why he started his personal football club. The MLS star owns a Division II club, JPFC, in Ghana. The 27-year-old says the motivation behind the club is to help the next generation actualize their dreams.
It's something that I wanted to do. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Whenever I also, get a place that I can also be a little bit stable, so I can also, do something for the young ones that never had the opportunity. Like when I was growing up, there was a lot of ups and downs and disappointments and all this kind of things. So me having that kind of breakthrough now in my football soccer thing, I just need to also open the windows for them to also play, and even when they are playing in my team, they feel so comfortable and happy. At least they are playing in my team. They feel really happy, and it's something that I've always dreamt and always wanted to do, to just help the ones that are really wants to be a pro and wants to also reach the same level that I've been, and it all depends on them also, with their determination, with their good spirit, with the fighting spirit and everything. So for me, I'm just here to be with them, help them, try to do whatever that I have to do, collaborate with my agent, and try to find something for them, because it's really important, because if one goes, then the doors for the other will also open. So we're just doing our best. I'm doing my best to take care of them. There are some of the players who have no, their mom or maybe their dad are no more, like me also. My dad is no more, so it's something that sometimes it's really difficult for the moms and for the dads to take care of all these kind of things. And me doing that has really also decreased their burdens and everything. So I'm just really happy that I can help.
Well, and for those of you who may not have heard, the Africa Cup of Nations is currently ongoing, probably because Ghana is not in it. The fever limbs down, but Nigeria, contesting in that tournament, rounded off their Group C campaign in style with a 3-1 victory over 10-man Uganda in Fes, finishing the group with maximum points. Paul Onuochu gave the Super Eagles the lead just before the half-hour mark, finishing from close range after sustained pressure from the Super Eagles. Raphael Onyedika added a brace later in the game as Uganda finished the match with a 10-man team. The victory confirmed Nigeria as Group C winners with a perfect record, boosting confidence ahead of the knockout stages. Meanwhile, at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat, Tanzania and Tunisia played a 1-1 draw at the end of the largely subdued contest, and Tanzania coming from a goal down to equalize in a result that carried significant implications for the group standings. The 1-1 draw officially secures Tunisia's qualification to the round of 16 on second place in the group, with Tanzania preserved a strong chance of progressing as one of the best 4 third places ranked in the teams. And that's it for Sports on News 360. Stay with us. We have entertainment after the break.
Entertainment.
And tonight in this segment, the plush Labadi Beach Hotel came alive with excitement as the 3FM annual all-white party filled guests with music and celebration. Powered by 3FM, Ghana's urban lifestyle station, the event reaffirmed its place as a leading entertainment highlight.
The sold-out 3FM all-white party came alive with thrilling sets from Ghana's finest DJs, instantly setting the tone and ushering guests into full party mode. The excitement peaked with the star-studded lineup of performances. Kofi Kinata, Jackie, and the BIM Nation president, Stonebwoy, thrilled the audience with powerful performances that kept their energy at its highest.
Oh, this was so fun. This was not just a show that people came to have fun, they came to have a party. I'm glad I was able to experience this. It didn't really feel like it was a concert. It felt like I was partying with the crowd and I had a good time.
Powered by Ghana's urban lifestyle station, 3FM, the all-white party once again proved why it remains one of the country's most anticipated entertainment events.
The all-white party has grown from leaps and bounds. This year we decided to experiment a little, choosing a new location, a new vibe, the beach edition, and it's been absolutely incredible. From the patrons, the enjoyment, the vibe, the amount of great feedback we've gotten, the practically sold out capacity. It's been an amazing evening and we're so thankful that each year Ghanaians know, love and appreciate the brand 3FM All-White Party and show out in their numbers for it. A big thank you to our incredible sponsors that came on board this year, and then to all our amazing artists that performed, and our DJs that have also held it down, as well as our band. All in all, we'll say it's a 10 over 10 minus nothing.
And clearly it was a great festival. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully next year we'll see you at the all-white party 3FM. It was all fun. Time now for international news.
Guinea's junta leader, General Mamadi Doumbouya, has taken a huge lead in a presidential election his main challengers were barred from contesting. Initial results show General Doumbouya is hoping to legitimize his rule after seizing power in a coup 4 years ago. A civil society group campaigning for the return of civilian rule condemned the election as a charade, while opposition candidates said the poll was marred by irregularities. On Monday, Internet monitoring organization NetBlocks reported that access to social media platforms, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook had been restricted as Guineans waited for the full results. There has been no official comment on the restrictions, but opponents see it as an attempt by the junta to stifle criticism of the results. General Doumbouya, 41, won more than 80% of the vote in numerous districts in the capital city Conakry, according to official partial results read out on television by Dina Boutoure, head of the General Directorate of Elections.
And that's it for our package this evening. Thank you so much for watching. I am Martin Esiedudate.
And I am Portia Gabadu. Join Beatrice Sedu at 9 p.m. for the end of year review, as well as with Alfredo Kanse as well. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a lovely evening.
Bye for now.